Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the change of times. Um, so it's supposed to be in the 70s today, and I had been saying I'd do yoga at 9 a.m., but then I was like, let's get it in at 8 a.m. so we can all get outside. But then I was just talking with with a student on Zoom, and she was explaining why 8 doesn't work for them. We're gonna be starting over practicing at 9 with one of my regular students who's gonna join in either through the YouTube or through Zoom. Today was my first time using Zoom. It was so cool. I wasn't sure if I wanted to pay for it, but I had to pay for it to make something longer than 40 minutes and have more than 2 guests or something. And it was so worth it to be able to see my student live. So um, thank you for your patience while working out technical difficulties, or not even difficulties, just new things. Also, thank you for your patience while working out the time. So a little bit of explanation. Before, well, I think before this whole pandemic thing and the lockdown started, I was looking at getting a part-time job to support the yoga business. And then especially when that hit, I went and I started working at Aldi. So I've been working at Aldi at 6 a.m. and then coming home to my daughter who's home because there's, no school. And so I haven't done yoga in like the last week. I was doing pretty good the week before. I think I've been at Aldi like 2, 3 weeks now. But I'm ready to put myself back together. And for the rest of you who need to put yourselves back together, you can join me if you like. I'm going to start with some simple wall stretches. We'll get this figured out. So it's been a little wonky. I really haven't had the time to practice yoga because I was working on getting a set schedule at Aldi. And now I have a set schedule at Aldi, and I am off on Tuesday and Thursday mornings so that I can stream yoga. And as for the time, I think it's going to become 9:30. I thought 9 was better, but at least on Thursday, my girls were telling me 9:30 is better for them based on another Zoom meeting that they have prior to that. So I think the yoga is going to be 9:30 Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sorry for all the craziness. I just haven't been focused really on this until now, and now I'm focused. So Tuesday and Thursday mornings, the time is to be announced, but we'll start this morning at 9, and then so Thursday we're going to do 9:30, and then probably just 9:30 from now on, Tuesdays and Thursdays until there's another change. But yeah, so I miss yoga, and I'm happy to see my students on the Zoom. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do both Zoom and Facebook Live at the same time. I'm going to try, though. I think I'm going to go get another laptop because my one laptop is just so old and it just doesn't seem to get it. It's like 10 years old and it doesn't do apps and it struggles. It's slow. So I'm going to buy another laptop, and then I'll have like one laptop on Zoom dedicated, and then one laptop on YouTube videos, maybe Facebook. It's hard to do both the Facebook and the YouTube. I mean, I would need like 3 laptops, one for each, and I just don't know. But anyway, so we're going to start practicing an official yoga class at 9. That's in 30 minutes from now. But for right now, we're going to do pre-yoga stuff. So that is what my students tend to do when they first get into the studio. So let's say we start a class at 10, they're going to get here at 9:45, and they're going to start doing their wall stretches and different things so that they can be ready for yoga class. And that's what I need right now. I haven't done any yoga. So I'm going to pick the laptop up and bring it over here. Okay. So now it may make more sense if I was using an actual wall. And if I was using an actual wall, I would do this on both sides to start. I would come up to the wall and I would inhale Arms up the wall. Exhale, arms down the wall. And then I would start to turn. And what I'm doing here is I'm opening up my pec minor, I'm opening up my shoulder, breathing deeply. And sometimes what I'm doing at the wall is just this, and I'm doing this as I turn slightly. Now this will be easy, or it should be easy, right? But then if you turn ever so slightly, you're going to start to feel a stretch. What you want to do is just breathe through that. Continue breathing until you can breathe diaphragmatically, sending your diaphragm down. Exhale, releasing tension. And working on just opening up the shoulders. You get the idea. So I'll be quiet and focus on my own practice for a little bit while you focus on yours. Oh, it feels so good. Now, if you have, instead of a wall, if you have like a door frame, you can do additional things, So if you go to space between your doorway, you can do this kind of thing. That feels really good. And then you can do this one where we stick the elbow up, bring the hand behind the shoulder like this, and you can kind of lean past it. Another thing you can do is take the same foot that you have the elbow up, point it, bring it behind you, and then, let's see, then you can take this arm right here and come underneath and then massage, just kind of squeezing all along here. So I learned this on a YouTube video, and it's opening up the lats, the latissimus dorsi, which is a V-shaped muscle. They'll start in your back and go up like this. So when you round a little bit, you're actually stretching it out. So this is very complicated, but you've got your elbow up, your toe pointed, and stretching out, opening up. And we can do more of that when we're in our cat-cow, but that really opened my shoulder up. So if you feel the one shoulder now compared to the other shoulder, like this one's alive, you can bring it up, you can bring it back, you can do some arm circles. Whereas this one, I don't know, it feels a little more stuck, right? So we better do that other side. Oh. Do whatever feels good for you. For some people, it's just coming straight out. Inhale, exhale, open up, and just use even your fingers to open up the pec minor right here. But I like to, at this point in my practice, having done these wall exercises for a while, I like to go up and down with my breath. Now, a little bit more about diaphragmatic breath. If you're sending your diaphragm down, exhale, letting the air float up and out, and you can watch your breath. You know you're relaxed. So as I come up, if I can breathe diaphragmatically and stay relaxed, I know I'm not going too far. If I start to feel some tension, I feel my diaphragm start to lock up, I'm not able to breathe in a relaxed way, then I know I need to pause there and release the tension or just back off a little bit. Using your breath to relax your body. I really like doing this whole sequence with my breath. Inhaling arms up, exhaling them down. Feel what there is to feel. Release what you want to release. You can spend as long as you want doing this kind of thing. And you can massage wherever you want too. Like usually anything around here is going to be kind of tight. Sometimes it's in the back, the shoulder blade in the back. Anything you can do to open that up, give yourself more flexibility, more blood flow. Even your lymph fluid is flowing nicely. Oh, that feels good. Okay, so for that one, remember we do the elbow up, and then that same leg, you're going to bring it behind you, point the toe, bring that over to this side, and then you can reach through, you can squeeze your side, just kind of squeeze it, massaging it, opening up your back, your lats, your sides. Breathing deeply, relaxing fully. If you do yoga and you do what's called cow's face or face of light, it's a pose where you have to have one elbow up and the other elbow down, and you try to reach your hands in the back. This is a great place to do that. It's a hard pose, so be gentle with yourself. But if that's something you like to do or you're working towards, this is a good way to do it. You can also use a strap. If you hold onto a strap with the one arm and it's dangling behind you, you can kind of walk your other hand up it. Just be gentle. No reason to injure yourself over something like that. Okay, so boy, does that arm feel woke up now. So if you have a wall, I'd recommend you go to your wall and you do both like this. You just kind of like hang with your wall like this. I have a beam I could use as a wall, but since I did that face of light or cow's face arms on the one side, I want to do it on the other side. Breathing deeply, relaxing fully. You always want to relax, release tension in the muscles, in your body, in your heart, and your mind before you release the position. Okay, I'm going to use my beam as though it's a wall to show you what I'm talking about. Ideally, you want to have your hands shoulder distance apart, and this beam is not wide enough for me to really do that, but still feels good. Notice this is a lot like a down dog, only I'm not upside down. So if you want to get the same kind of stretch as down dog, which would be this shoulder and arm stretch here and a hamstring stretch in back, you can do that at the wall. You can do that at the wall. And then you don't get, if some of you have trouble being upside down. So now that the arms are totally stretched out, that felt good. What do we do next? Next, we're going to do some neck stretches. That's what I'm going to do anyway. Basically, I'm just sharing my personal practice with you today. Been working at Aldi, gardening all week. Need to put myself back together. So my shoulders are feeling pretty good. I'm going to clasp them, open them. I think I didn't do the circle on this side. Yeah, my shoulders are good. But now it's time to put my neck back together. So a lot of us, we have our head out like this, and that's no good. So we're going to bring the chin back in. And if you want to feel for it, there's a bone called the hyoid bone. So first you find your Adam's apple. It's right here. And then above your Adam's apple is a little space. You can put your thumb and your finger into it. And then above that, there's another little bone that's right underneath your jaw. So focus on bringing that bone in. It's called the hyoid bone. And by activating the hyoid bone, you're going to bring that in. You bring that in, and notice that also brings your chin in. So we call these turtlenecks, and we're pulling that hyoid bone in and up, and we'll bring our chin in and up. Getting that chin back in, lengthening the back of the neck. And what I try to do is on my inhales, I let it just go to where it wants to go naturally. And on my exhales, bringing it in. So one more time, inhale, exhale. And then with the chin in, we're going to tuck the chin, hang the head, breathe into the back of the neck and the upper back. Exhale, releasing tension. Inhale. Exhale, releasing tension. You can bend your knees and start to roll all the way down. There's 3 sets of muscles that run up and down in your back. So we're going to work with the upper erector spinae muscles first. Inhale, stretching up through the upper back. Exhale, releasing tension. Continue rolling down until you get to the middle back. Breathing into any tight or sore spots so that you can release that tension, that soreness with your exhale. It's like your inhale accesses the space by breathing into the muscle. It's like weaving fingers of breath through the muscle. And then you can release the muscle with your exhale. You can see where we're at here. You can bend your knees and you can hang all the way down. You can uncurl up a little bit. As you inhale, you can exhale, hang down a little bit, and notice all the sensations in your back, in your body. Now, if you stretch out your hamstrings, straightening your legs, you're going to feel that. And then you can exhale, releasing them, and then you'll feel it more in your lower back, right, instead of your legs. So inhale, stretch the hamstrings. Exhale, releasing tension in the hamstrings, bringing the butt down. Inhale, stretch into the lower back. As you exhale, bring your belly in and uncurl all the way up. Okay, musical cameras, like musical chairs here. So we're going to do that again. We're going to inhale up. Exhale. Let's go ahead and swan dive. Hang down, butt down, belly in, and uncurl all the way up. And you can do that more if you want. Basically, what we're doing is stretching out the whole back of the body. So if you want to do the chin in, tuck, breathe into any tight spots you still have. Exhale. I've been stocking shelves at Aldi, and I wasn't born the strongest person. I've been lifting up like cases of cans and putting them on the top shelf. So I've got some tension back there. Tuck the chin. Use my breath. Stretch out. Round and roll. Knees bent to protect the low back. Touch the ground. I can even inhale part way up. Exhale, hang down like a rag doll. And all the way up. Okay, so the back of my body feels pretty well stretched out now. I mean, I could still like tuck the chin and use a little pressure from my hands to stretch that out. I can massage the back of my neck, massage the back of my shoulders. But really, my back feels so much better now. And now it's time to open up my front. So, chin in, squeeze the glutes, bring the tail down, and we can start looking up. So maybe this is easier actually, feet hip distance apart for the first one. And I'll give you more room so you can see more of me. So I've got my my feet hip distance apart. And we're going to squeeze the glutes, keep the tail down. We're going to inhale, looking up. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, looking up. And maybe even something like this before exhaling, coming down. So if you want to start working on back bends, it's really important to squeeze the glute and keep the tail down. We're going to inhale up, exhale down. And if you have any tension in your neck when you look up, you just support it with your hands. And then you're bringing that chin in, activating that hyoid bone, looking up. And you can do that one side at a time. You can stretch out the side of the neck, front and side of the body. Your inhales are more supportive for your back bend. If you're back bending out here on an exhale, you might have some vulnerabilities in your back. So that's why we squeeze, we inhale, and then we can stretch out the front. So let's put that all together. Inhaling up, looking up, stretching out the front of the body. And then we're going to exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, hang all the way down, bend the knees. And then deeply bend the knees so that you can uncurl, stretching the back. Probably have to do something with my hair. So I've got my hair tie on my thumb. So from the top, putting ourselves back together with our yoga practice. We can have our feet all the way together if you like that, or you can have them hip distance apart. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale. Opening up, a little back bend. Exhale, swan diving down. Hands on the legs, look up. Exhale all the way down. Bend the knees. You probably can't see me at all. When you're ready, uncurl all the way up. So we've got like 13 minutes till 9. More things we can do, this kind of stretch. Put ourselves back together. Breathing deeply, relaxing fully. Other side. Okay. I'm going to repeat some of these things at 9 with my student who's joining. I'd love to say students plural, but I know one who said she'll be back at 9 for the Zoom. So feet hip distance apart, hips stay forward. I like to bend my knees a little bit and anchor my tail down and do a twist. Oh, that feels so good. So lengthening through the crown of your head and also down through the tail. Nice long spine. Enjoying the twist. Awesome. So stretching like this. Inhale, you can put your hands over to one side, chin in, tall to the crown of the head, and then bring an ear over a shoulder. If you can't do that, what I just did, you can just leave your hands clasped behind your back, or you can have them at your sides. All I'm doing is anchoring my one shoulder down so that as I breathe into it, I get more of a nice stretch here. Exhale, releasing tension. Releasing the arms, releasing the head around and down. Inhaling up. Exhale. Inhale. Over to the side, chin in. Top of the crown of the head. Releasing tension with your breath. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, why am I not feeling the stretch? It's because it's on the same side. All right. That's better. releasing tension. All right, so our neck is pretty well worked out now. We've got our shoulders good. We've got the sides of the neck, but let's go ahead and do the chin in, tall the crown of the head, and do some tiny circles. The circles start small and get bigger. You're drawing circles on the ceiling, and you're trying to keep your center in, your chin in as you do that. So instead of having the head out like this, you try to have that good posture, tail down, chin in, tall to the crown of the head. You start drawing tiny circles, lengthening through the neck, so you're reaching for the ceiling with the crown of the head, drawing those circles in one direction, letting them get a little bigger. You can go slow, you can pause wherever you want to just breathe and stretch through an area. Okay, once you've done both sides, you're satisfied with your neck. For the morning, you're satisfied with your shoulders, your waist. Let's go ahead and do some hip circles. I squeeze my glutes here, tail down. And then feet together, knee circles. Last, we're going to do feet stretches. So stretching the front of the foot, and rock the foot front and back. Okay, so I'm going to end this stream and I'm going to start a new one at 9, and we'll do more of a regular yoga practice then. I'm also trying to set up Zoom again, trying to set up the Facebook Live. I only have so many devices, but thank you for practicing. If you are practicing, thank you for your patience as I work out my system of teaching here, especially online. All right, namaste.